Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is Daredevil 232, God and Country. These are the last two issues of the Born Again arc, and they're very interesting to me. I like them, but they kind of feel slightly out of place just because of the nature of them, and that you get a completely different villain in the last two issues, and it feels a little bit jarring how it changes in these last two issues. It's still good. It just feels a little off to me, and that's why I never really consider these last two issues the climax of Daredevil, even though they're absolutely loaded with action. They're good issues. They feel a little off to me. So anyhow, we get introduced to this character. This is Nuke. Kingpin asked for him a couple issues ago. And this is our first introduction to him, and he is a psychopath. Frank Miller has a lot of villains that are absolute psychopaths. So he takes a pill. He's got an American flag paint over his face. He's in Nicaragua working with this guy, the colonel, and he gets dropped into this Nicaragua. It looks like sort of either a military encampment or some sort of drug cartel. But he just absolutely just destroys these guys. This reminds me so much of Predator. Like, this whole scene is like, dude, this could have been Predator right here. Look at that, 5 kills, 32 kills. This little timer counts as kills, right? 45, 88. Always saying this word, our boys, our boys. Yeah, very interesting. So he gets back, asks for a white to bring him down, and now he's going to New York, to America. And we get the Kingpin. The Kingpin has a general in his pocket, and he's bringing in this character to go take care of Matt Murdock. Ooh, very, very terrifying, right? We go in here and we get a long, long narration. It's Karen Page explaining her situation. She's dealing from withdrawals. Really, really cool. So this is even cooler than your usual Jim Shooter style narration, because he's not just going to do Matt Murdock. He's actually doing Karen Page from her point of view. And then another great scene right here. I don't know if I really, again, very conflicted about Karen as a character, but this is fantastic art. And then she does the Jim Shooter thing, explains who Matt Murdock is, how he gained his abilities, etc. Right? Stanley presents Frank Miller, David Mazzuchelli. Still got Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. Man, this is really cool. Not Karen, but this artwork's amazing. So we go over to Ben. He's interviewing Foggy, and we get a lot of narration right here. He's a reporter trying to figure out, he's still on the trail of the Kingpin, trying to figure out where the heck Matt Murdock is. And he goes, and Foggy kind of opens up to him that, Matt was framed. This is sort of interesting. Ben knows who Matt Murdock is, but Foggy still doesn't. And essentially, there's an interesting point where he actually gets some photographs from Glory, this freaking wench right here, and Ben decides to hire Glory to be his photographer for the Daily Bugle. We get another interesting. So here's Nuke on his way to America. He's screaming about where was this brand brewed for his beard. I don't know if Frank Miller was just kind of making fun of overly patriotic people, or if he thought this would be an interesting character. This is the 80s, so there is sort of like both, heavy patriotism and also backlash to heavy patriotism during this time. The Reagan era, right? Trouble, Mr. Fist. So there you have the Kingpin's kind of setting up to get Ben, and the Mongoloid nurse from the last issue. That nurse is now in jail, and she's giving up the goods on the Kingpin. So the Kingpin's kind of taking care of loose ends in these couple panels. You get that back and forth. This character for this section, this character for this section, this character for this section. It's really what kind of makes Born Again really cool. You kind of jump around different characters all the time. Here you get more narration from Karen, whom, I mean, it's good writing. I'm not sure if I really like this character. So they go to the jail. Ben's going over to interview the nurse. Glory's with them, taking photos of freaking everything. They go in, and he doesn't realize, cop locks the door, the cop's dirty. Cop shoots the nurse. The other cop shoots the good cop. Good cop shoots him back. Look at this. Oh man, this is just great action panels right here. This is more the classic Western style action. There's no motion lines or anything, but it's all screenshots of like of violence and emotion. This is the classic Western style. It's so freaking great. All the while, like this, man. Even more reason why I hate Glory. She's just taking photos of this, not even reacting like a human being. There's something wrong with this broad, just straight up. Ben manages to stop this guy from shooting him. This is a great action scene right here. He wrestles the guy to the ground with the gun, grabs the revolver, and just pistol whips the crap out of this guy. Look at this action right here. Oh, this is fantastic. You have the resolution of this fight right here. Ben doesn't get anything. All he gets are some pictures and like 4 dead people right here. We get back to the Kingpin. The Kingpin is kind of using his intelligence to basically just pile a bunch of garbage in this guy's head. This guy's obviously not well, and he's kind of using his patriotism against him, talking about how. I know this startles you, but as I said, so much has changed. America's enemies have grown so strong that our boys die in Asian jungles, and our people will not honor them. Just pure Kingpin manipulation. Look at this, pure manipulation right here. This is just such a perfect understanding of the character. Frank Miller spent so much time on the Daredevil. He knows these characters inside out. Writing this to him is probably like easy at this point. We go back to Matt, and we find out what Matt's been doing. He's taken on a new job. He's actually become a cook, which is really interesting, right? And what's really funny is a couple issues ago, Ben was at the same restaurant, and he always went to this restaurant because the food was terrible, so no one was there. Now the food's really good because Matt's doing a really good job cooking, and he's like, "Oh, son of a bitch! There goes my spot, right?" It looks pretty nice. It looks like Matt's figuring himself out. He's survived the Kingpin's attempts, and he's turning things around. He's still Daredevil, still doing his job. And then this freaking psychopath jumps in, and he just freaking starts shooting up all of Hell's Kitchen. He's freaking like napalming stuff, shooting people, shooting a rocket, all this stuff. And it's absolute freaking madness going on. You got all of this. He blows up the water tower over the penthouse that, or I guess rooftop, closet that Matt Murdock's living in, and Karen's in there, and Karen had, she has kept the costume safe. Almost died, and you get Matt Murdock heroic time right here. Go through this guy's shooting. Oh, look at all this. I love the narration. Just people screaming, people are dying, right? It really gives some depth to what's going on right now. This guy's not just shooting a gun all over the place or shooting missiles. People are actually dying. And it's amazing that this is from the 80s, and the level of just, man, I don't know how to, there's a writing term for it, but the ability to put yourself into this story that Frank Miller has accomplished here is it's just amazing. And here we go. Freaking great scene right here. Gets on his Daredevil costume, freaking smacks this guy. This guy's "Give me a red," going back to the first line in the issue. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what this is if you think about this issue it's freaking awesome, but it actually doesn't have a particularly great structure. You're introduced to the character. The characters get introduced, but there isn't really a central conflict going on here, other than it's really half of a story. You get a lot of stuff happens, but you basically start at the rising action of this story right here. So it takes 233 to finish it, but yeah, man, it's still freaking good. Still freaking good. Oh man, this art's fantastic. Holy cow. Anyhow, that's it. This is the last one I got to do, 233 Armageddon, and that will be it for the Born Again saga. Had a ton of fun reading this and can't wait to finish it. But But anyway, if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. If you have any comments about this issue, please leave them down below. And I will see you next time.